What up, is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads. I have my Baby Yoda ugly sweater on today. It was an ugly weekend of football. In fact, it was some of the lowest scoring matchups I've seen in playoff football, at least playoff fantasy football, in probably the last 5-10 years. There's matchups that are in their 80s that are normally in the 120s and 130s. It just seems like, I think there's like 40 touchdowns this last weekend, which was from the lowest scoring. We still have some big studs, Cook and Chubb and stuff to be playing up here. But I mean, you're talking about Kamara and Mixon and Fournette and pretty much all the top running backs, top wide receivers, besides a select few, really struggled and were pretty much bust, which is unfortunate. There are some players that we do want to talk about. We do want to talk about this upcoming couple of weeks of what we're looking at. We have, again, Brady struggled, even Taysom Hill struggled. You have players like Huntley and Duke Johnson that were players that came out of nowhere and kind of were studs of the weeks. And in fact, scored more points. Like Huntley scored more points than almost every single quarterback. And so when you look at players like that, those are crucial points. In fact, I've looked at the waivers here, and half my actually really good team is coming from waivers, especially in redraft. We have Jeff Wilson, who's from waivers, Craig Reynolds from waivers, Philadelphia's defense from waivers. Like, these are all players that are super important, crucial points to my team. Of course, I have a couple teams that are on bye. I have a Dynasty Dads matchup against another team that we are just battling with a low scoring amount. I think I have like a 70-point league, but he has Cooks and Hurts and Fields, and I think there might be another player in there. But I had Godwin, he had Evans, and immediately Godwin had like 5 immediate quick catches, and all of a sudden went down, and I was like, oh crap, he's got Evans who's going to take over in this game, and then got one catch and got hurt as well. And so these things happen in Dynasty Fantasy Football. It happens in fantasy football as well. This is crazy matchup, and that's why depth is so important through the 3 weeks of the playoffs. You can already see week 1. Yeah, let's talk about some of the injuries, and let's go through Austin Eckler. One of you could probably call him stud. I mean, he was actually one of the top running backs considering that he only played half the snaps. But Austin Eckler, he's on now the COVID list. This is a warning that if you do have only QB on the roster and it's Herbert, I would start looking at a backup option, because everyone's been dropping down like flies. And you've seen this with other quarterbacks on other teams. All of a sudden, Case Keenum and Baker and stuff, they get exposed to COVID and it becomes an issue. So if Austin Eckler planning on not playing, that is a huge potential blow. And we don't know specific status in the upcoming and the new situation and rules that are a part of with this new COVID protocol. So we'll see what the plans are. Well, let's go through the Bucs injuries as well, because they're important. Godwin out for the rest of the year, MCL injury. Mike Evans, probably a 1-week injury. That's my assumption. He could play next week, and if he does play, I am starting him in fantasy football. But he could be out, so plan for different options. Antonio Brown comes back from the COVID suspension, basically the fake vaccine card. So he is somebody that's going to immediately propel himself into a top 15 wide receiver option. And then Leonard Fournette, to miss some time, 1 to 2 weeks is the kind of early cut options here. And so something that I always do too, I had a bye week, and so I had some options, and I had Fournette, or I thought that Fournette was listed as questionable, having some issues at practice. I also knew that the Cleveland situation was a mess, and so I picked up actually 2 running backs, Ronald Jones, and I picked up Dearness Johnson. I had that option on my bench. I think Jalen Waddle was COVID, so I got to put him in IR, blah, 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 blah. So I got to pick up those 2 players, and then, of course, TJ Hawkinson got hurt, TJ Hawkinson's already been hurt. Pat Freiermuth got a concussion, so I needed a tight end, and I saw that the only tight ends in our waivers were Njoku or Komet. Comment which one you think that I should pick up. Now, it's middle of the week. It's redraft. I can do this still on my bye week, so I am dropping Dearness Johnson, and I am actually picking up. My plan is Cole Kmet, unless you guys convince me otherwise. That's my plan. I think Cole Kmet is a better option. It had a little bit more targets. I just don't know what to believe in that Cleveland situation. It could be a mess. Timeout. Needed some water. So that can still be done, because this week has kind of been weird, and we still have 4 games left. It's almost like a middle of the week kind of pickup, and so that I'm doing that. But the point of it is you always got to keep preparing for the following weeks. Never give up, and always look at other injuries that are going on, especially Wednesday, Thursday. Start looking at these injuries of players coming back. or players that might miss the week. Like Leonard Fournette there's a potential chance he missed the week. Now he's actually hurt. And so now Ronald Jones is a potential fill-in running back to a team that needs a running back. And so the Craig Reynolds pickup was another kind of option there. Or if you did Godwin Abawike, that was an option a couple weeks ago that you could have picked up because you saw Swift and Jamal Williams. Again, if you see COVID in any of these situations, just know that COVID could spread to another player on that team, especially Austin Eckler. I mean, him and Herbert are hand in hand right next to each other. So Justin Jackson, Joshua Kelly, these are all both running backs that need to be picked up, especially in the next couple of days, because honestly, Justin Jackson could be, boom, all of a sudden gone, COVID. And now you have Joshua Kelly, the only running back left in town. And when you're the only running back left in town and a good team, you might fall into the end zone a couple of times. Or a time, and you might get like 70 yards and a touchdown, which is a perfect running back fill-in for a desperate, needy team. And then, so what do we do with Tom Brady? We have some people panic button on Tom Brady, but he's going to face Carolina. He is going to then face the Jets. So if you can go through Carolina, you will have the Jets in championship week. So I think you're going to be starting Brady. I think he's going to fill in more for Gronk. I think he's going to put in more for Brate, and you're going to see better out of Tyler Johnson, and you're going to see Antonio Brown back, and maybe even Mike Evans back. And so really, realistically, they're not going to miss too much of a beat. The biggest thing that we have to know or have to understand is that game was not planned to have Godwin and Evans completely out of it. And so, yes, he did struggle before they left, but when they left, that offense literally did nothing. And he was still moving the ball, at least, when they were on the field, but without them on the field, it was a really big struggle zone. Am I panicking on any of these players? Not really. I mean, like, Joe Mixon, just be aware that he was injured. And so we want to make sure that he's not missing time. Samaje Perine is a big pickup potential possibility if you start seeing that Joe Mixon missing practice Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, these are times the waivers are going to be probably projected to Thursday now in a lot of leagues. So, or Thursday morning at 2 in the morning. A lot of ESPN leagues at least. And I know a lot of other leagues, platforms are moving them back. So just beware of those situations as well. It gives us a little bit more clarity on the situation. And so, Alvin Kamara, I'm not panicking on Alvin Kamara. I'm noting that DeAndre Swift might come back, but if he doesn't, then Craig Reynolds is another potential viable possibility. James Conner, I'm not really panicking on him. Quarterbacks that struggle, Kyler Murray, you're just going to have to continue to ride the wave. It's a bummer because a lot of players had a really, really, really crappy day. But really, realistically, I mean, there's not much you can do. You can hope that you survive through one or two of these duds and continue on, onto week 2. And that's what I'm going to be doing as well. I'm excited for Monday and Tuesday football. Go Vikings! And we're going to try to, so the update is we're going to try to post, it's probably going to be every other day maybe, just in the next week or two. If you have any questions about pickups and all that stuff, please just comment on the video. It's the easiest way for me to get back to you because Christmas is crazy. I have like 3 Christmases this next weekend. I had a birthday last weekend and Christmas last weekend. My birthday is the 25th. It's Christmas Day. So it just gets crazy and time is going to fly by. And I have a feeling I'm going to post like today, tomorrow, and then Wednesday is going to happen. And all of a sudden Thursday through Sunday might be a no wash. I might just have enough time to just watch football and hang out and just make my own roster decisions. But all right, until then, peace out. Take care. Good luck. Now turn up.